It's an update on the status of the ISA Rigor certification. There's not much been happening in the last year certification-wise from the ISA, just of the pandemic. But we managed to do 2 certifications this summer in Switzerland. One in June and one just last weekend at Capelli near Gmeiner in Switzerland. The week before we had to cancel one event because there were who registered. And definitely we would have been able to do more certifications at festivals or around festivals if they wouldn't have been cancelled due to ongoing pandemic, and travels is still restricted, so it's really hard for us to go to different countries and do the certifications. For those who don't know what the Rigor certification is, just a brief update. There was a longer talk last year on it. It's a certification, not a course, so you should be competent Rigor already when you join. We test on knowledge, so knots, ropes, anchors, forces, and your skills, especially on rescues. You have a test for risk assessment, using rope work, and we look for people who are excellent communicators that can work in a team and have a positive and responsible and trustworthy attitude towards safety. And even if you're if you think you're a competent rigger, you should always be open to critique and open to learn new things. So even the people who are super experienced and some more experienced even than people who actually give the course, usually say that they learned something new during the 2.5 days of the certification. So until now we have about 85 participants from 20 countries, and 77 out of those passed the certification. So we have 77 certified riggers all over the world, and so far 9 instructors have taught or were certifying at those ISA events. And we don't just certify riggers, we're also looking during the courses or certifications for possible future instructors that have the knowledge and the attitude and the patience to teach and lead such courses. So it's basically 2.5 days. The first day we do theory on gear, risk assessment and such, and the second day is mostly split up in workshops. You have anchor building, like on bolted anchors, natural anchors, and workshop on A-frames and deviations and such. Then on rope ascending, descending, and then there's time to practice rescues, and then in the afternoon we generally test on rescues, which in the last few series we've had the same setup because we're the same spot. We basically I've been the victim in most cases, so I can see, or one of us has been a victim, so we can see what the riggers are doing and they're being safe. We're checking on them at the same time. So they have to lift the person up, bring them to a connection, bring them over a connection, move them a bit further, and then lowering them down. So that's all the parts of rescue that could be asked of you if you're doing a rescue in any scenario. Also, Augustin and Stefan, they're gonna do rescues on Highlands later. So that's usually the second day, and then on the third day we choose teams to work together to rig actual Highlands. Rig safe Highlands and de-rig safely, and then we test or we modify a rig and let the riggers find the mistakes which is really important if you check rigs at festivals and such, or even at your home spot, that you really thorough looking through your anchors and your whole setup. So that's basically what we're doing. And why are we doing these certifications? It's helped people to get insurance for events or shows they're doing. It definitely has improved festival rigging. Like I've seen that firsthand, leading a couple of festivals or leading the rigging of a few festivals. And it really helps to have people who know what they're doing, and I know what I can expect from them. And dates and places for future Rigor certifications are not really set in stone yet, because we still depending on the pandemic outcome in the next few months. We can't really plan yet, but there's possibly one it's gonna be in spring in the US. We have enough instructors there that even if none of the European instructors could go there, we could manage to do one in the US. And then also Australia, UK, Chile, I think Belgium and Netherlands, they wanted to do an event as well. So there are many communities that are that have a lot of interested riggers in doing the cert. We're just not sure when exactly we can do those. And for those who've done the certifications, they know they can look up their certificates on their website and print them. We do have a small issue right now with the dates, but we're fixing that at the moment. So for those who just did the Rigor certification, it says you did the Rigor certification in 2023 or 2022 or 2023, because our webmaster changed we extended and so there was a glitch, a technical glitch there, but we're gonna fix that. And you can sign up for next possible courses via the form on the website. So we just know where people are interested in doing the certification. Yeah, that's basically it for me, and I'm open to answer questions if there are any.
Somebody have any questions for Sarah?
Go ahead.
Yeah, Peter, go ahead. I talk a lot, so. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
Is the list of certified riggers, is that public, or how do yeah?
Right. I'll post the link in the chat.
Yeah, I already asked the question to Sarah personally, but for the follow-up, like those who did one of the first certifications, it's almost ending, unless, of course, it's prolonged by 1 year, you said. So I just have to get the new paper then, download the new paper, so it's updated. Okay. Yeah, but for follow-ups, what do you think, or what's the next step, or how you would do it?
We're planning like next year to. It's really weird too. My voice is going there. My face is being recorded here. Next year, the first people have to do the research or the extension, and we can meet in person at a festival, but I don't know if you can get all the people together. It's not. We're gonna just talk about new developments in highlining and general in rigging. Maybe about new topics and discuss how we've been rigging in the past, any problems that came up, and maybe include a first aid course on with Highland Rescue, like combined. That would be that we've done that first Highland specific first aid course last year at THC, which was super interesting. So there are a few things that we can combine, either like meeting in person or doing an online event. Because basically, like once you're certified rigger, you like we know that you can rig. It's not it's nothing that you lose after 3 years, no. But there might be new developments that you're not aware of, and there's always new stuff that we can learn and stuff that we can't cover in 2.5 days of a rigor certification.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. What do you think of because of course, I mean, I don't think people will renew their certificate if they don't really use it. But what do you think about keeping some kind of logbook? Or I mean, of course, we don't want much paperwork, but it's like base jumpers or like pilots. They do flight hours or like they do jumps, and you did a rig. Okay, then you know the length, maybe the date, the place, and somebody who was with you rigging. If it was a solo rig, it can also happen, but then you need a picture or something, whatever. So it's just something that you can, after 3 years, see like, okay, what did you do the last years with your certificate? Was it helpful? Was it not? Maybe if you didn't rig any line, I mean, your experience is stuck or diminished. So.
That's true. You can do that for yourself. We don't ask that of you yet. We might implement it on the extension, that all the people who do the extension kind of show us their portfolio or their logbook next certification. That would be an option, yes.
Okay, that is just an idea.
Yeah. Any more questions? How much is the cert? Someone asked and answered that in chat already, but it's usually depending on the spot and if you have to rent a location or not. It's between 160 and 200 euros, or roughly the equivalent in the country. Like we've been doing it for 180 or 90 US, or up to 200 Swiss francs. Like 200 euros is the maximum. And that includes, I mean, the course, accommodation, and breakfast and dinner. Any more questions?